And we're going to go up the mountain a little bit, Matt. We're going to go up to Mountain Rest, and we're going to talk to Shirley. How are you today, Shirley?
I'm fine. Nice to talk to you finally. I know you're popular.
Well, thank you for being patient. What's going on up at Mountain Rest?
Yes, well, it's a wonderful program. I enjoy it when you all come in, and I hope that next, maybe 3 weeks, two weeks from now, you'll have a program again.
Yes, we will.
Well, hopefully you can talk about what's happening to bats.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
here yet.
Mm-hmm.
This whatever this parasite or plague is that they have has not reached here, I don't think. But there is something that, and I'm sure you've heard of it. Have you not?
White nose syndrome.
Yep.
What is it called?
White nose syndrome. It's
White
a fungus.
nose, yes.
Mhm.
I read it, and I'm, just kind of, I threw away the article or the magazine, and so I forgot a little bit about it. But anyway, just remind people that they're not a pretty animal by any means, but they do kill a lot of insects, eat a lot of insects, and we need them. And I'm thinking about getting a bat house.
Well, Shirley, you're 100% correct. And white nose syndrome, which is a fungus that's impacting primarily cave roosting bats, Matt, and that's really swept across a good portion of the Northeast and down into the mid-Atlantic states. And fortunately for us, we are on a white nose syndrome watch here.
Right.
But because we have relatively few, we don't really have a whole lot of cave-dwelling bats. It's not hit us as hard. And, it's interesting, Matt, because we were talking about the cedar rust earlier, and we were talking about how that might impact trees in a neighborhood or in a small space.
You talk just a tiny bit louder, please.
Yes, part of the reason that white nose syndrome has impacted these cave-dwelling bats is because they're all in the same place.
Right.
And so it's kind of that metaphor of having all your eggs in one basket. Well, all your bats in one cave means that fungus can impact them that way. And so, again, bats are critical drivers in our ecosystems in terms of what they do for eating insects, but also for many of the other services that they provide. So Matt, I actually think bats are pretty cute. We don't, you have a trained biologist and we go out and we net them,
right,
and we'll get them in hand. We want to discourage anybody from doing that that's not trained or licensed to do so. But Matt, there's nothing like looking into the face of a little eastern pipistrelle or a red bat or a hoary bat, and there's something kind of oddly attractive about them.
They are. They're neat. They're neat creatures. And, a lot of people put up, and Shirley, you were mentioned, put up bat boxes. And a lot of people even use the guano, the droppings, for fertilizer.
Yeah.
And I mean,
one time I found a bat sleeping in one of my bird houses, and it was not occupied by any other, bird, but it was. I went back out later thinking I thought it was dead, and it had flown away. And I guess that was just one kind of unusual occasion, that it did that. But maybe he was desperate for find a place to sleep or something.
Well, and bats, people don't understand, Matt, just first of all, how small most of our bats are,
right,
but then where they can roost. And so you look at some of these bats that literally will find a crevice underneath a slab of bark that you wouldn't think anything would find refuge there, and they can find refuge in those places. And so in your birdhouse, maybe a little brown bat or maybe even a big brown bat, those are the bats that oftentimes find their way into our houses. Big brown bats, little brown bats.
It would be kind of scary to people. Me too, I guess, if one got in the house, but never had that problem.
So yeah, Matt, and Shirley, we can tie your story together with the last wives' tale that I talked about, Matt, with hair and birds picking up your hair. Of course, the age-old wives' tale is that bats are going to get tangled in your hair, that they're actively trying to tangle themselves in your hair. And so I'm sure any bat that's ever become entangled in anybody's hair happened quite by accident. But bats are, again, really important drivers in our ecosystem in terms of what they do, but also thinking about how bats are tied to us culturally. And that's the reason that people have not really cared about bats, Matt. They're not as charismatic as a lot of birds are.
Right.
they think they're dangerous or not nice or dirty or something.
Certainly,
I guess.
Right.
certainly.
Right.
So we're glad that the bats have a friend in you, Shirley. Can we call you Bat Girl?
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you so much, and I hope that you'll have a little time for that topic next time.
We will, and please make sure you call us again. We'll try to get you on earlier, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Well, I enjoy your program a lot.
Thank you, Shirley.
And thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.